Resident Evil 4 Remake has sold over 7 million units to date. Today, Capcom has announced another sales milestone for the Resident Evil 4 Remake. The game launched nearly a year ago has now surpassed 7 million units sold across all platforms. Previous milestones included 3 million sold in 2 days and 4 in a little more than a week. In late January, as part of the quarterly report, we heard the game had reached 6.8 million sold. Some of those might have come from Apple users since the Resident Evil 4 Remake was launched for the iPhone 15 Pro and compatible iPad and Mac models in late 2023. In the press release, the Japanese developer and publisher also noted that the Resident Evil franchise as a whole has sold over 154 million units as of December 31, 2023. The Resident Evil 4 Remake was arguably the most successful of Capcom's remakes in the series. It wasn't easy to improve on such an all-time classic, and yet the game garnered critical acclaim and many awards. Here on FTK, though, Nathan Birch wished the developers had dared to change a bit more and also said Resident Evil Village made for a tough comparison. I may be a bit disappointed by the scope and ambition of Capcom's reimagining, but Resident Evil 4 is still one of the most inventive and engaging action horror games ever made, and this is a competent, technically impressive new version of the game. The village battle may be largely the same, but it still gets your blood pumping. Same goes for the cabin defense sequence, your showdown with the village chief, or your first encounter with a regenerator. The RE4 Remake is still a fun, bombastic dose of mayhem. I just feel like it had the potential to be even better. It also suffers from the fact that Resident Evil Village was, in some ways, the bigger, crazier take on RE4 that this remake could have been. Nathan was a bit more excited about the Separate Ways DLC starring Ada Wong. Ultimately, perhaps the most striking thing about Separate Ways is how much it diverges from the original. One of my criticisms of the new Resident Evil 4 was that, while it captured the feel of the original game, it didn't reinvent or elevate its big moments often enough. That isn't the case with Separate Ways, as it seemed like Capcom felt more free to experiment here, serving up plenty of completely new sequences and challenges.